Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Sports and Real Shit. Mike here. We're just counting down the best players to have worn jersey numbers 30 through 1 in the NFL as we're counting down towards the NFL season. We're at number 11 now, and there's some ballers at number 11, man. Straight ballers. So if y'all ready to do it, let's go. I'm going to start off here. Larry Fitzgerald, as great as he was, and I know he was popular, people like this cat, he might be the most underrated receiver in the NFL. And I'm going to tell you why. Larry Fitzgerald played with some of the most scrubbest NFL quarterbacks around and still put up digits, man. Is there anyone out there like that? Is there anyone out there that you guys can think of in NFL history who put up numbers with a quarterback you're like, ooh, how'd he do that? I can't think of one, bro. I can't think of one. Fitzgerald was drafted 3rd overall in 2004 by Arizona. I remember him in college at Pittsburgh. 17 years, 1,432 receptions, 17,492 yards. Damn. 121 touchdowns. 5 times he had 100 receptions in a season. 5 times he had 10 touchdowns in a season. 9 times he had 1,000 yards. 2 times he led the NFL in receiving and touchdowns. 11-time Pro Bowler. 1-time All-Pro, which is ridiculous. And that's what I'm talking about, being underrated. He was only an All-Pro 1 time. Are you kidding? Are you serious? This man played 16 games 13 times. Let me tell you some of the most ridiculous stats I found. Listen. On 2,111 targets, the man only had 29 drops in his career. And when I heard this stat, I had to go look it up. The man has less drops, 29 drops, than tackles, 37. So when his quarterbacks are throwing picks and going the other way, he's chasing dudes and tackling them more often than he's dropped the ball. Yeah. That's ridiculous. Larry Fitzgerald was ridiculous, and he was underrated. People talk about him. Yeah, they say he was great. No, he was like at the top of the top, man. He wasn't wowing people every day, meaning like he wasn't running a 4.2 like Randy Moss. But the man was just greatness, consistent. In 2011, man, listen to this. In 2011, the man had 80 catches, 1,411 yards, and 8 touchdowns with quarterbacks John Skelton, Kevin Kolb, who I remember essentially robbed teams of money, and Richard Bartell. I don't know who that is. No offense, guys. And this guy, Larry Fitzgerald, goes out there and catches 80 for 1411. So that's a lesson to you cats who are playing with less than ideal situations, less than ideal quarterbacks. If you're nice, bro. If you're nice, you're going to get yours. Especially in today's age where the offense is wide open anyway. Don't be out here complaining you don't have a great quarterback. Nah, man. Ain't no complaints. Larry Fitzgerald set the example. No matter who he played with, whether it was Kurt Warner, Carson Palmer, or John Skelton, Kevin Kolb, and Richard Bartell, he put up his stats. One of the most incredible careers, and this dude's numbers would have been through the roof, way beyond that, had he played with a consistently great quarterback throughout his career. But unfortunately, that's not what fate had. Arizona ran some guys out there we don't want to repeat their names, man. We're not going to do that. That's disrespectful. We ain't going to do that. We're not going to repeat these guys' names on air. Shout out to Larry Fitzgerald, man. Just one of the absolute GOATs of the game, and doesn't get the recognition that he deserves as one of the top dudes. Yeah, he gets recognition, but not that level. Like, he's not talked about as one of the all-time guys, man. Longevity, hands, routes, consistency, everything you need, total package. Larry Fitzgerald, man. One of the greatest number 11. Next on the list, staying with wide receiver, Julio Jones out of Alabama, number 11. Played 12 years, Atlanta, Tennessee, and Tampa Bay. That's the latter part of his career. 903 total receptions, 13,629 yards, only 63 touchdowns. That right there was his downfall from greatness. 3 times 100 receptions, 7 times he had 1,000 yards. Only had 10 TDs one time. That's his downfall. Only had 10 TDs one time. He had 30 games with 100 yards and no TDs. I don't know what was up with him in getting into the end zone. Matt Ryan, I don't know, man. But still in all, having said all that, prime Julio Jones, there is not many who matched up with this cat. He had the size, he had the speed, the route running, athletic freak, hands, whatever you needed, he got you. He made 7 Pro Bowls, 2-time All-Pro. Career 87.9 yards per game average, and that's come down because of the last couple of years. But before that, he held the NFL record. I don't know if he still does. NFL record as the most yards per game average for a career as a receiver. He has the most games with 250 receiving yards in a game. I think he had 4. 5 times for 5 seasons, he averaged 100 yards per game. NFL record. First 10 seasons, only second behind Jerry Rice in yards. He was the fastest to 12,000 yards receiving. He had 5 straight years of 1,500 yards. Kiat! In 2015, he had 136, 1871, and 8 touchdowns. 2018, he had 113, 1677, and 8 touchdowns. So you can say all you want about he didn't score enough touchdowns. And all that stuff, red zone threat, but all that stuff, you can make all that stuff up. But prime Julio Jones goes up against anybody, and I mean anybody in NFL history. Like, this brother was insane, a freak of nature. That Super Bowl that the Falcons should have won, that ridiculous catch. Like, this dude was nasty. Just an absolute dog. You couldn't bump him. He was too quick, too fast. Like, he was just everything you could need. And Matt Ryan seemed to feed him everywhere except for when he got close to the end zone. Such a shame. But I don't care what nobody says. Julio Jones going to the Hall of Fame, man. Talk about everything else all y'all want. That man should be walking into the hall. All right? Now, his downfall is going to be the touchdowns. But those prime years, and there are guys in the NFL who made it simply off of their peak years. Think Terrell Davis. His peak years, man, is up there with anybody all time. All time. Julio Jones, number 11. Absolute freak of nature. Receiver, we'll keep going. Current receiver, my guy A.J. Brown. Played for the Tennessee Titans. Now with the Philadelphia Eagles. Such a bad trade by the Titans. A.J. Brown's another freak, man. And A.J. Brown's not even that fast, but when he has the ball in his hand, you can't catch him. He can do whatever you need. Short, intermediate, deep, he got you. Great hands. Physical. Can't bump him. His route running is excellent. Feet are great. One-on-one, you can't guard him. AJ's only played 4 years so far. 273 receptions. 4,491 yards, 35 touchdowns. 2-time Pro Bowler. If he stays healthy, sky's the limit, man. Whatever you need, AJ got you, bro. I remember watching his first time I watched AJ was in a preseason game with the Titans when Tannehill had just joined the team. I was like, dang, who's this guy? This guy was jacked. He was like looking like T.O. Yeah. That's T.O. Jr., man. A.J. Brown, one of the best number 11s currently. Probably the best number 11 currently. And, hey, if you stay healthy, bro, night-night for the NFL. All right, switching positions. A lot of cats don't remember Drew Bledsoe, man. Drew Bledsoe had one of the strongest arms ever in the NFL, as I remember. Like, he could throw that thing. he could sling the rock. 14 years, New England, Buffalo, Dallas, towards the end. 44,611 yards, 251 touchdowns, 206 picks. His downfall was his picks. If Drew Bledsoe could have kept his interceptions under control, he would have been an all-timer, man. 4-time Pro Bowler, 1-time Super Bowl champ as a backup. When Tom Brady took his spot. 3 times he had 4K. 5 times he had 3K passing. In 1994, he led the NFL in yards and interceptions, man. He had 4,555 yards with 27 picks, and that's his thing. He threw a lot of attempts, a lot of yards, and a lot of picks. He was kind of prone to interceptions and to turnovers. That was his downfall. But other than that, in terms of slinging that thing, I remember Drew Bledsoe profoundly dicing up the Dolphins' defenses. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Thank God we had Dan Marino to match this cat. Shout out to Drew Bledsoe, though. One of the best number 11s ever. Another forgotten cat, Daunte Culpepper. Daunte Culpepper played 11 years in Minnesota, Miami, played for the Dolphins. Wore number 9, I think, with us. Oakland and Detroit. Really a 5-year stretch where he was great. Wore 12 his first year. Total career, 24,153 yards, 149 touchdowns, 106 picks. 3-time Pro Bowler. I bet you people don't remember that. Daunte had made a Pro Bowl 3 times. In 2000, he led the league with 33 touchdowns. His best season was in 04, where he led the league in yards, 47-17, and had 39 touchdowns. For those few years, the brother was a dog. He was legit. Just remember him slinging that thing all over the yard, throwing to Randy and Chris Carter. Unfortunately, they couldn't win together, but Daunte had some yards, man. He had some stats for those few years. And that's why when it came around to choosing between Daunte and Drew Brees, the Dolphins chose Daunte. But his knee was still messed up, and y'all know the rest. Dolphins fans will never let you forget the fact that they passed up on Drew Brees and got Daunte Culpepper instead. It is what it is, man. Let it go. Let it go. I'm not going to sing. It is what it is. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. But it ain't Daunte's fault, man. He was hurt, but never really recovered from that knee injury. But a great 5-year stretch. Number 11, Daunte Culpepper. But that's it, y'all. I'm gonna leave it there. Who y'all think the GOAT 11 is? I'm gonna say Fitz because of the longevity and the fact that he balled out no matter who he played with. I'm gonna say Fitzgerald is the best 11. But if somebody want to tell me Julio Jones is, I can't argue, man. That man's peak was just nothing like it. Ridiculous. Let me know who y'all think it is. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, of course. Follow along. We're going to keep going to opening day of the NFL season. Let me know what y'all think. But y'all be good for now. Mike, Sports in the Rush. Peace.